Alarms tore through the corridor before I even reached the door. Red light pulsed across the walls of the prison deck, and 2 guards stumbled past me, one of them holding his own chest, gasping like he had just been pulled from freezing water. I did not stop to ask what happened. I already knew. Another medic had tried to touch her. I pushed through the checkpoint doors and found the medical team huddled outside a reinforced glass cell, staring in at the creature inside like she was a bomb about to go off. She was massive, even lying down, her long limbs folded awkwardly under a body built for war, not for stillness. Dark plating covered her skin like armor grown from bone, and her leg was twisted at an angle that made my stomach turn. She had been like this for 6 days. No one could get close enough to fix it. Every attempt ended the same way. A medic would step forward, gloved and careful, and within seconds they would drop to the floor, shaking, gasping, sometimes bleeding from the nose or eyes before the others dragged them clear. The Caliph called it a warrior's shield, something trained so deep into her nerves that her own body attacked anyone who dared to touch her with fear in their heart. And every medic who had gone in before me had been afraid. That was the part nobody wanted to admit out loud. Grace, the officer running the deck, grabbed my arm before I could step past the glass. Her eyes were wide, her voice tight and fast. Daniel, 4 people have gone down trying this. 4. She is not asking for help. She does not want us near her. She is dying, I said. Wanting help and needing it are 2 different things. You saw what happened to Marcus. He is in the medical bay right now, and we still do not know if his heart rhythm will go back to normal. I read his file on the way down here. I read all of them. Grace searched my face for a long moment, like she was trying to find a reason to stop me that I would actually listen to. She did not find one. She let go of my arm. I stepped through the checkpoint and into the holding chamber. The air inside was warmer than the rest of the ship, thick with the smell of scorched metal and old sweat. The alien warrior lifted her head at the sound of the door, 4 dark eyes locking onto me with the same tired, flat stare she must have given every medic before me. Not hostile, just done. Done with hoping. Another one, she said. Her voice came out through a small translator device clipped near her throat, mechanical and flat, but I could hear something underneath it. Exhaustion. Maybe even boredom with her own suffering. Come to twitch on my floor like the rest. I read what happened to them, I said, staying near the door for now. I am not planning to twitch. They all said that. Did any of them tell you why it kept happening? That got her attention. Her head tilted, just slightly, plates shifting along her jaw. They said my body defends itself. That touch brings pain to the one who dares it. That is what everyone assumes, I said. But I do not think your body is punishing touch. I think it is punishing fear. She stared at me, unmoving. I kept talking, keeping my voice low and steady, the way you would talk to a frightened animal. Except I was not trying to fool her. I was not hiding anything. Every medic who came in here was terrified, I said. I read their vitals from the monitors outside. Heart rate through the roof before they even touched you. That fear does not vanish just because someone puts on a calm face and steady hands. Somewhere under all that training, their body was screaming danger, and I think whatever defense is wired into you reads that signal and reacts to protect you from it. So you believe you are different? No, I said. I believe I am just as scared as they were. I am not going to pretend otherwise. I think pretending is what got them hurt. Her 4 eyes narrowed. For a creature raised on a battlefield, doubt looked almost gentle on her face. You intend to walk toward me while feeling fear, and hope it does not end the same way. I intend to walk toward you while feeling fear, and telling you about it instead of hiding it. That is the only difference I can offer you. She said nothing for a long moment. Somewhere behind me, through the reinforced glass, I could feel Grace and the others watching, waiting for me to fall the way the others had fallen. My hands were already sweating inside my gloves. My pulse was loud in my own ears. I did not try to slow it down. I let it stay exactly as fast and as frightened as it wanted to be. and I stepped closer. "My name is Daniel," I said. "I am scared right now. I will not lie about that. But I am still here, and I am not leaving until your leg is set properly. That fracture will kill you faster than anything else on this ship, faster than any fear either of us is carrying." She watched every step I took, her breathing slow and shallow, her jaw tight with pain she had been carrying in silence for days. "You are either very brave," she said, "or you understand nothing about what happens next." "Probably both," I said. "Most decisions that matter usually are." I lowered myself to the floor beside her, close enough now that I could feel the heat radiating off her fevered skin. My kit sat open beside me, and my hands trembled slightly as I reached for a strip of sealant cloth. I did not hide the trembling. I let her see it. "I am going to touch your arm first," I said. "Not your leg yet, just your arm, so we both learn something before anything important is at stake." She did not answer, but she also did not pull away. I reached out slowly, keeping my palm open, my voice steady even as my heart pounded against my ribs. My fingers made contact with the plating along her forearm. Nothing happened. No collapse, no burning pain, no warning lights flashing across my vision, just warmth, and the strange, uneven texture of her skin beneath my fingertips. She flinched, but I understood immediately that it was not her defense reacting. It was simply her, surprised by a touch that did not carry a hidden blade behind it. "That is not supposed to happen," she whispered, and for the first time her mechanical voice sounded almost human in its confusion. "No," I said, letting out a breath I did not realize I had been holding. "I do not think it is." From there, everything moved slowly and carefully. I explained every motion before I made it, giving her leg the same warning I had given her arm, letting her track each step so nothing arrived as a surprise. When I finally reached the fracture itself, my hands were steady despite the fear still sitting heavy in my chest. She gripped the metal grating beneath her hard enough to bend it, but she never lashed out, never so much as brushed against me with anything close to harm. It took nearly 2 hours to set the bone properly and seal the wound with the equipment I had brought. By the end, sweat had soaked through my shirt, and my arms ached from holding steady positions for so long, but the leg was finally aligned, finally protected from the infection that had been creeping through it for days. When I finished, she let her head fall back against the floor, her breathing slower now, calmer than it had been since I walked in. "Why?" she asked quietly. "Would you risk what the others would not?" "Because everyone before me tried to hide their fear," I said. "I decided to bring mine with me instead. It seemed like the only thing left to try." She turned her head toward me, 4 eyes studying my face with something that looked almost like respect, though I could not be certain how her people expressed it. "My name is Ashenvale," she said. "No one on this ship has asked for it until now." "Ashenvale," I repeated. "I am glad to finally know it." Outside the glass, I could see Grace watching with her arms crossed, disbelief written plainly across her face. The rest of the medical team stood frozen behind her, unsure whether to celebrate or simply stare. When I finally stepped back through the checkpoint doors, Grace met me with a look somewhere between relief and confusion. "How did you know that would work?" she asked. "I did not know," I said. "I had a theory about fear, and a patient who had been left to suffer because everyone was too afraid to test it. Those two things together felt like something I could not walk away from." Grace glanced past me, toward the cell where Ashenvale now rested quietly for the first time in days, no longer alone with her pain, no longer treated like a threat too dangerous to approach. "People are going to talk about this for a long time," Grace said. "Let them talk," I said. I did not tame anything in there. I just stopped pretending I was not afraid, and it turned out that honesty was the only thing her body was ever asking for. Behind the glass, Ashenvale slept peacefully, her breathing calm and even, her fever already beginning to ease. And somewhere in that quiet room, a barrier that no one else had known how to cross had finally, gently, Come down.